so understand that a lot of what voodoo is about is the rebellion. The primary thing that we needed to do was to free ourselves from enslavement. So there's a lot of misinformation out about voodoo being for negativity, being for harm, being for revenge. No, voodoo was about rebellion. And so when you're in a position where you are being enslaved by people who have numbers, they have guns, they have weapons, they have laws, they have figured out every way to destroy you, then that voodoo has to take on another turn. So we have a lot of fire rites in voodoo. We have the flambeau and we have the petrol. And the reason why we have that is because this is about freedom. So everything can't be just about the niceness of things. It can't just be about what is so beautiful. And when you get to the bottom of it, it still is about what is beautiful. Freedom is beautiful. But the focus here was to protect ourselves, to free ourselves, to heal ourselves. These are the concerns of people who are in bondage. It's not about getting back at your fellow neighbor, another black person. It's not about that type of revenge. It's not about making someone fall in love with you. It's not about that. We had to concern ourselves with what was important, and our safety, our freedom. That's what was important. So the reason why it was important to demonize the tradition of voodoo was because if you are trying to enslave the people, as a white slave owner, if you're trying to enslave the people, you don't want a tradition that, number one, speaks of your identity and your history. So this is a very empowering tradition. You don't have to guess who you are. We can go to divination and we can find out who you are and where you came from, and we still can today. I do that every day. So not only does this tradition tell you who you are, where you came from, the achievements of your people, the possibilities of your people, but it also has a power to it that they, slave owners, did not understand. So how can you harm people who have a relationship with water and fire and air? How can you harm a people or be any competition to people who can bring on a storm? That's not that's impossible. So they had to take away our true essence, the true self. They had to destroy that, and they had to give us a false sense of self, a false sense of who we were. And so that is how we became Christians. And so to put us in that position of being Christian was basically a part of the enslavement. You need to bow down to someone who looks like your slave master. You need to bow down to somebody who is your oppressor, rather than understanding your divinity as a reflection of yourself, rather than understanding your divinity as the very hands who took care of you, your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfathers, and so on.